And David, just to bring you in on that point, another person who's been a lot in the news this week is Andrew Bailey from the Bank of England's point of view. And clearly he and his colleagues have got a huge role, huge important job anyway, but increasingly so now. Just again, for people watching who perhaps wouldn't know Andrew, never met Andrew before, perhaps wouldn't know an awful lot about him, give us a sense of what you know about him and just the way he goes about his business.
I think he did a great job at the FCA. I think it, I think that was probably a trickier move for him to go in there, because it was in a bit of a mess, that regulator, and he did several things in there which have improved I mean, it's a huge thing. These regulators are huge. Whether or not you could ever manage them or do anything meaningful with them, you certainly can't do it quickly. So he's a very, very thoughtful man. His objectives were quite refreshing, the FCA, because, and I asked him the first time I met him, I said, so what's your objective? And he said, well, to ensure that people can save, to reduce this savings gap. And I said, can you measure that? He said, well, not yet. And he was honest, because it's one of these things people throw out, there's a savings gap. He said, well, how do you work that out? And nobody can tell you. But nevertheless, you can't measure it now. And he began that work, and I was delighted to see him go into the Bank of England. I think he's got off to, you couldn't wish this, whether you love or hate politicians, sorry, Justine, whether you love or hate them, of course I love them, right? You would not wish this on anybody, right? This is just hellish, right? And you wouldn't wish it on the Bank of England governor either. We came into this year, you might recall,
what a great
you may recall we came into this year full of optimism, new governments, Brexit sorted, we know it's not sorted, we understand what it means, by the way, okay, but nevertheless, and we were doing well as a business, we still are doing well as a business, by the way. But the economy looked in good shape, and all of a sudden, clatter, this comes in, and it's I was listening with great caution at just in double quick time and things. That was in 2010, and doing what they did then, which was very, very revolutionary. If you remember, I can't remember that far back. I'm a lot older than I look. I can remember that. And the right now it's even worse, isn't it? Because this is even the one thing I'm hoping doesn't happen, Peter, right now is we begin to have postmortems right now.
Yeah.
If we've done this or we've done that, oh, well, that's very, very clever, but we haven't. We are exactly where we are now. And I have no time, I have to say, for people who can give me 10-year forecasts all of the time in 5-year forecasts, but couldn't predict this. Because that just tells you how silly that whole forecasting game actually is.
Yeah.
So I'm sure businesses will learn from this. They will learn what to do. A whole lot of businesses will go out. They would be what I would call fragile businesses. They will go out of business. There will be the majority who will survive, but maybe get hurt a little bit. I would say they're resilient. And there will be a few who I would say are the opposite of fragile, which, somebody should even write a book about this, and it's called anti-fragile. And because the opposite of fragile isn't robust, it's anti-fragile. It will actually improve as a result of this crisis. So that would be interesting. I hope the country becomes an anti-fragile
company.
Yeah.